I muted everybody, but if you want to unmute yourself, all you have to do is hold the space bar, yes? And then you can talk. So the first thing I wanted to tell you, I just found out by email, and this is rather important. We are talking about listings, right? And all the many things that we can do to secure a listing, to market our listings and whatnot. And I just got by email from Michelle, maybe half an hour ago, that we are extending the special deal for the Matterport 3D tour. This is a massive deal. You get the Matterport that creates a 3D dollhouse view of the property and a floor plan view for $199 for 2,000 square feet, or an extra 25 bucks for every extra 500 square feet. And on top of that, if you use the promo code SALES 2020, you get a $20 discount on it. So this, for example, could be what makes or breaks the difference when you're competing in a listing presentation. If you tell the seller, oh, by the way, if you list with me, I am paying for the full virtual experience, and you can show them a little sample of what Matterport does, that will totally make or break. So remember this, we have extended the deal, yes, that we have with VHT, and now it's going all the way down to July 31st. So when you are out there doing listing presentations, talking to people, remember to mention that you have this available. Okay, now whether you decide to have the seller pay for this or you want to pay for this, that is your business decision. But I want you to be sharply aware that you have this. Yes, you have this available. And it's absolutely stunning. I mean, if you have seen what Matterport does, it is amazing. And remember, right now, virtual open houses are a big thing. A lot of people would rather do the virtual instead of going in person, and this resolves the problem. Yes, you can have, people visiting the property 24/7 virtually, with just a little link. So remember this. That's the first thing that I wanted to mention, and I'm glad that Michelle sent me the email half an hour ago. Otherwise, we have to wait until the next session. So I am going to start sharing my screen. Let's go to the browser. There we go. All right. So the first thing that we are going to do today, I am going to take you into the Learn Center resource. Why am I going to take you there? Because there is a little treasure on the Learn Center resource, and I want you to know that it's there. And if at all possible, I would like you to print it today and to look at it and start making notes. So on the Learn Center resource, you go to the Resource Center, you click on Learn Center resource. Another tab is going to open. We're doing this live, so be patient while the screen loads and whatnot. You guys know that I like to do this live, so if we have any problems, we can solve the problem right there. And on the Learn Center resource, what I would like you to do, yours is going to look slightly different from mine because I have some broker tools in here. So on the search bar, I just want you to type objections. And once you type objections, you have two results. This one right here, overcoming common buyer and seller objections, that will tell you has 3 contents, has 3 very cool things. This one, the iObject workbook, you can print it. It's very small. This is it. It's about 15 pages. Yes, precisely 15 pages. And it covers seller objections, common objections, and buyer objections. It is a very good idea not only to read it if you haven't done it before, but to keep it handy and to give it a read before you go into a listing appointment. It teaches you, for example, to the three different types of objections. You have rejections, you have conditions, and you have objections, and how to deal with each one of those. Of course, we do not have the time to go into the whole book, though I'm sort of playing with the idea of doing a whole series of webinars on this subject precisely. But if you have not printed this handbook, if you haven't read it, do it. It is absolutely essential. I don't want you to go into a listing presentation and encountering common objections and being like, well, yeah, don't do that. You need to have an answer, and you need to have an answer that is going to allow the seller to see your point of view and the advantage of listing with you, okay? So on this same page, outside of the workbook, you have also a video. And this goes through the same material as the book. So you can have the book and then watch the video step by step. It is not one video like in YouTube, it's more like a training video. So you have to click next and whatnot. Very good stuff, right? Write it down, Learn Center resource, and then on the search bar, all you need to type is objections. Yes, and we'll take you right here. Now, the other subject that I wanted to discuss today, I'm going to show you two different places. It's all about luxury listings, because we have not talked about luxury listings, but luxury listings is a wonderful market, and we have so much qualifying properties here in South Florida. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to go to one of my favorites, the intranet. Florida Realty Intranet is the website, and your user ID is going to be Florida Realty, one word, and the password is going to be the number for your office. So I don't remember right now the number for the Weston office. The number for the Coral Springs office is 7512. The number for Boca is 7518. The number for Delray Beach is 7525. You just use the number for your office, and that is your password. And once you log in on the intranet, and if you have been paying attention to our listing conversations on Mondays, you know that this is a permanent resource, right? You're going to go to Market Your Listings on the left. Do you see it? On the left, Market Your Listings. And under Market Your Listings, the only thing that we're going to be looking at today is the Luxury Collection Florida. Luxury Collection right there. So you click on the name, and it's going to open the menu of all the different resources that you have. So the first one that I want you to look at is the qualifications. Qualifications is super important. All of a sudden you go, yeah, I have a listing and it's $1.1 million, but does it qualify for luxury? Well, it depends on where it is. So you're gonna open the qualifications. I'm doing this live. And it has an overview of the program on the first page, and on the next page, it tells you the price ranges to qualify. So for example, let's say that you have, let's go to Broward County. Let's say that you have a $1.1 million listing in Weston, and look at that. 900,000 is the qualifying, right? So as long as you have a listing 6 months or more, 6%, right? For $900,000 or more in Weston, it qualifies for luxury collection. So this is very important when you're discussing the possibility of listing a property. Before you meet the sellers, do some research and see if your listing may qualify for luxury collection. Very recently, I think it was Friday or Thursday, I was talking to one of your colleagues from the my office, the Delray Beach office, and they were discussing with a seller a discount on the commission. And the argument that your colleague used was like, okay, if we do a discount, then I cannot advertise your listing on the Wall Street Journal. I cannot advertise your listing on the Financial Times. You understand that the public that we're trying to reach is the public that actually reads the Wall Street Journal and the Financial Times. So the little tiny difference, actually, it will allow you to reach out to qualifying buyers. See, it is a very strong argument. So I want you to be conscious of the qualifications for luxury collection, and I want you to be conscious of the benefits of having a listing in the luxury collection. What are the extra marketing resources that you're going to get if you have a listing in the luxury collection? I'm going to close this particular window. I have to move the window around because the Zoom menu is all the way up on top. And then you have, if you would like to see the whole webinar on the luxury collection, right there on the intranet, you have the link to the YouTube channel where you're going to have the whole class only on the luxury collection review webinar. Yes. Also, if you would like to have the luxury collection designation, yes, if you specialize on luxury listings, it is a very good idea to have the designation because you're going to learn a lot of things that are pertinent to list luxury property, and you can add that to your letterhead, you can add that to your listing presentation, you can add that to your business card, to your website. It is a fantastic designation to have. In order to have the designation, you need to qualify. There are certain qualifiers, right? And this is top of my head, but I believe that you need to have 3 qualifying transactions in the last 24 months. Again, don't quote me on this, I'm going by memory, but I think it's 3 qualifying transactions in the last 24 months. And a couple of other details, right? And that they ask you to take the training, of course, right? So all the requirements for the certification are here. And then you have a calendar for sellers. You have the latest virtual version of the Luxury Collection magazine. So if you're talking to a seller, you can just go right here, click on this link. And while you are talking to the potential sellers right there, you can show them the Luxury Collection magazine. This is the latest version, see? And because it's virtual, you can do a lot of things with it. You can just copy the link and send it. See? Very powerful stuff. I'm not going to go through every single link. I just want you to know that you have a great number of resources on the intranet for the luxury collection qualifying listings. And the other thing that I want to show you about luxury listings, we're going to close the intranet now, is actually on the Resource Center. So on the Resource Center, I just want you to type luxury collection. Sometimes it's easy to forget that on the Resource Center, you have a lot of resources that are not represented in those big buttons, right? So if you just type luxury collection, look at this. You have the overview of the program. First, I'm going to open the overview of the program because there's a link in there that I want you to see. And on the overview of the program, besides the information that you would expect, you also have a cool link to the Berkshire Hathaway website for luxury listings. I'm going to click on that. Remember, we're doing this live. This is not recorded. And check that out. This is the exclusive website only for luxury collection listings that we have. So the public here can search for homes, agents, or offices. And this right here, the background, those are actual listings right now, actual live listings. And if you want to see these listings, you see the background right here. This is one in Pennsylvania, Honolulu, North Carolina, California, see that? And if you want to know more about one of these particular listings, you just click where it says learn more, and it's going to take you to the particular page for the listing. If these are the ones that we're highlighting on the luxury collection website, but if you scroll down, you get more feature homes, information, a link to the Prestige magazine, a report on the luxury landscape 2020, etc., etc. And of course, again, you can search in here. So you can, the public, if they land on this website, they can search for property. Yes? That is the one thing that I wanted to show you on the overview page. And if I go back to the search for luxury collection, instead of clicking on the overview, you click on listing presentation. And look at this. on the luxury collection listing presentation page on the Resource Center, look at this. All of these downloads. Now, the luxury collection listing presentation is different than the regular listing presentation for obvious reasons. It is customized for luxury listings. And the first link is the PowerPoint download, meaning that you are going to download a PowerPoint presentation that you can customize yourself. You can customize this yourself. So if you're not familiar with PowerPoint, don't worry too much. I am planning to have a series of maybe 2 or 3 presentations on how to work with PowerPoint. Yes? Now, you have a landscape version. The first one is portrait. You also have the Keynote version. If you have a Mac, you're familiar with Keynote, is the equivalent of PowerPoint for Macs. And also you have the PDF. When all else fails, when you don't have time to customize your presentation, or you're not very familiar with PowerPoint, you can download the one that says PDF next to it. That one is good to go, it's ready-made. It will not have your information. I'm not a big fan of presentations that don't have your information. You're gonna have to staple your business card, and it will not have specific information about your seller. Again, if you have participated of any of my presentations, you know that I am a big fan of adding the seller's information to every single material that you send to them. Yes, you want them to see that you're talking to them directly. Dear Johnny Seller, yes, here's the picture of your home. But let's say that you have not found the time to train with PowerPoint, or somebody just called you 5 minutes ago and they told you, hey, I want to talk to you about selling my $5 million home, and you're running, you have no time. You can download and print the PDF. It has all the core information on the luxury marketing that you do with Berkshire Hathaway. Yes, you can do it instantly. You don't have to customize it. All of these resources are available to you just by going to the Resource Center. I'm going to show you again, and typing luxury collection. That's all you have to do. First thing that you're going to see is the overview with the link to the website. And the second thing is the listing presentation with all those links that I just showed you. And some of them are just one page. Yes. So for example, this one, which is pretty cool, it pulls information from Google Analytics. And if I remember right, it shows you that in 1 year, our luxury collection webpage got 24 million hits. There you go, right there. It says 24 million. Look at that. I remember. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Look at that. This is a flyer, just one page, and it shows you 24 million visits to Berkshire Hathaway, the website. And this information comes from Google Analytics. 12 months ending in March 2020. So this is very fresh information, right? All right, so I'm going to stop the share and I'm going to unmute everybody. I'm going to check my chat box to see what we have in here. Oh, no questions. So tell me, guys, anything that you would like to comment, any questions, any things that you would like me to cover today? We still have about 5 minutes left. Go ahead, Maxine.
The presentation, is it like when you do the regular presentation, we can download it and then send it to our client?
Yes.
So they view it, and then when we come there, they've already viewed.
Right.
And if there's any questions, we'll answer them, but we don't have to go through it again, correct?
Right. Yeah, and that's a very good point. One of the many advantages of creating a customized listing presentation is that you can send it ahead of time by mail or by email to your seller, ask the seller to take a look at it. And if it's generic, they're going to look at it, fine. But if it's customized and it has information about their own property, they will definitely pay attention. Yes, has the picture of the property on the cover page, has the address of the property, has the first name and the last name, the first name and the last name of their spouses, And then by the time you meet them for the listing presentation, like Maxine says, well, you are reviewing material that the seller already has revised and studied. Yeah. Any other questions out there?
Justin.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I wanna ask you a question. These presentations are in Spanish by any chance?
Yes, you do have the, I don't know about the listing, I don't know about the luxury collection. I can find out right now. Let me see. Let me see on the intranet. The regular listing presentation, you have it, I'm sorry. The regular listing presentation, you do have it in Spanish, English, and Portuguese. But the luxury,
okay.
Let's figure it out. But I'm thinking already of a solution.
No. Okay.
I'm already thinking of a solution. Application. No, it doesn't look like we have it in Spanish, but I tell you what you can do. You can grab the regular, listing presentation and add the materials that cover the luxury collection. So it's going to be maybe 1 or 2 or 3 pages extra that you add. You can type it yourself. That's it. You have a luxury collection presentation in Spanish. You don't have to translate the whole presentation, just a few pages. That is a solution.
That's good. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? That's a very good question. Any other questions out there?